Final sidecar race of the weekend, just an 8-lapper. And wow, what a sensational race last time round with a new guy that's never been on a sidecar before, Ben Bygrave, getting out there and winning it in style, especially with the likes of Colin Buckley out there on the number 18 machine there, who's just, he's been 3 times at least, or 4 times New Zealand champion on sidecars. And wow, I just haven't seen that in many, many years, someone come out of the box and win a race like that and set a, well, what we call a lap record. I'm pretty sure that the Suzuki Series sidecar class wasn't included. That, remember, a lot of the other classes don't count for the superbikes because they're Formula 1 and Formula 2 at the Wanganui, at the Suzuki Series. A different sort of set of rules, different set of performing things, but the sidecar is the sidecars. But I doubt very much that lap record was broken because it was 6 times world champion Tim Reeves with Mark Wilkes doing the passengering. I think they peeled off something like 3.5 seconds off the lap record, nearly 4 seconds at Manfield as well. And then Mark had a massive crash on the road and ended up breaking his neck, so they had to ring in Robbie Shorter, you'll see on the 18 bike road for Tim Reeves at Wanganui. And they set the lap record at Wanganui, but certainly not by the margins they set at the other 2 tracks. So the 93 machine out in the front, Stu Dawes doing the passengering. A shipwright from Auckland, formerly from Wanganui, but Stu Dawes is one of the most reliable passengers. I think I've only ever seen him come off the bike once in all the years he's been racing, and that was at Taupo last year. I think that was during one of the practices. So Stu Dawes certainly one of the most reliable passengers out there in the sidecar world. Here we go, they're coming over the brow of the hill. It is an 8-lap race, and it is the number 93 machine with Colin Buckley and Robbie Shorter. I know Colin will be enjoying this. No one ever enjoys getting second. Well, I disagree with you. Colin's had it all his own way pretty well for the whole season. A clean set of wins down south. Unfortunately, had a bit of a gear shift problem earlier on this weekend and got a second place, but it'll be good. He's got something to hunt instead of just hunting lap times, and certainly hunting him in style. But that bike of Ben Bygraves with Stu Dawes doing the passengering is just getting away and getting away as they come out of the Pepsi Max corner and have a bit of a slide on. We've seen a race-long ding-dong with a series-long ding-dong between the bike number 14 with Alex McDonald, with Adrian Gorse doing the swinging, and Warwick Dimmicks and Will Climo doing the swinging there on the 49 bike. That's happening again as they come out of the Pepsi Max corner. The black 49 bike, the black, red and white 14 machine. Excuse me, just had to do a bit of a sneeze. Yeah. Yeah. So Steve Bryan waving out to us. I saw him over the back just before the race started. He wanted to come in and give us some expert commentary, but didn't have a card to get in there. And by the time Neil Ritchie went out with a card to sort him out, he had disappeared. So we appreciate your efforts, Steve Bryan, a man that's a former New Zealand sidecar champion, and we appreciate anyone coming up and helping out in the commentary box. Here goes Pete the Pirate. He's had a bit of a dream season. Won his first race at Timaru a couple of years ago. He's been running for years and years and always had mechanical issues. Some people can do that stuff, some people just aren't quite so good. He's got on a couple of mechanics here from MC2XS in the Wakatani area and had a reliable season and finished every race. The battle's on out the front there. It is the 93 machine on the inside. There's half a bike link to the 18 machine, tucks in behind. Will they try and tuck up on the inside? He goes up on the inside. Colin Buckley and Robbie Shorter. You can see the leg coming up of Robbie Shorter. Hello, Mike. We'll keep on talking. The microphone's coming in and out. And Robbie Shorter, you can see his leg coming up there. But it is the 93 bike back in the front. Ben Bygraves and Stu Dawes doing it. Carl Cox Motorsport team on the 18 bike. Noses in there. Tries up on the inside. Wow, they were side by side going around that corner. I wouldn't like to call it. They go out of sight for a split second. Well, about a second and a half if you really want to deal with it that way. And it is the 93 machine, but Colin Buckley closing up under brakes. Colin Buckley closing up under brakes. I was just going to swap microphones there, but I think Neil Ritchie's going to try it from another spot. There's the battle for further down the thing with the 49 machine. You can throw a towel over these two guys there. And that's the two Cantabrians, a 49 and 14 machine. Out into the dipper for the lead. Again, an 8-lap race. We've got to be about halfway through it. In fact, we've got 4 laps down, 4 laps to go. The fastest people on the track. In fact, let's look at the lap record they claim for sidecars. It's a 108.5. We're now down into the 109.779 mark. I don't think that lap record is correct because I'm saying that Tim Reeves probably whipped that one earlier on, but still, nevertheless, Ben Bygraves. Colin Buckley just hasn't got an answer. I know this machine sounds like it's on trial, but Colin Buckley just hasn't got an answer at the moment. He's tried on the left, he's tried on the right, he's tried at about 4 of the corners that I seen, but wow, I hope this guy sticks around in the motorcycle world and purchases a sidecar because he's just sensational for his first time ever on a sidecar in New Zealand. Don't know what he's done elsewhere. Talking about the sensational too is the 2 bikes coming out of that big Toyo tyre corner. That's still the 14 and 49 machine from Canterbury. Canterbury, and it is now 14 in front, but Warwick Dimmicks is often on the lonely ride by himself, but certainly this season round these guys have been battling all the way through. Out of the dipper for another lap, and it is the 93 machine getting a break on Colin Buckley. There'd be 40 metres, maybe 50 metres, and Colin Buckley closes up under brakes. They go round the middleman corner, but that bike out in the front, 93 just slices up that corner and gets further and further, as you see Tina McEwen and Tracy Bryan. Tracy doing the riding on the 17 Spike Taylor machine, going across the start-finish line with David MacArthur and Tony New in the swingers spot there. So looking at lap times, lap 5, the fastest lap, we got a 109.430, a 109.430. I did say the lap record set this weekend for sidecars was a 108.5. Everyone a bit slower in this final round of the day. It must be the fact that the track is cooling down, maybe. There's still time to get here for some races if you want to. We've got coming up the 650 Pro Twins and 125s, and then the super light class for the final race of the day. So looking out, the lead 2 bikes come out of the Pepsi Max corner. They're coming across back markers. We've got, what do we got? We've got an 8-lap race. We've got 2 laps to go. So I think the white flag will come out when they go across the start-finish stripe. So battles among battles, but it is Ben Bygraves with Stu Dorr doing the pasturing. There's probably now 60, 70 metres there, sweeping round the outside of one of the slower bikes on the track is the 93 machine. In fact, that's the 93 machine that Tracy Bryan usually swings on, is going past her when she's doing the driving. So what a sensational person in this sport, Tracy Bryan. I've seen her on classic bikes. I've seen her passenger. She holds the lap record at Wanganui for the fastest classic sidecar around there as a passenger for her brother, Brian Stent. She's ridden Formula 2 bikes, sidecars. She's passengered on this as well. She's passengered on the LCR that's just right out there in the front of the race at the moment. And now she's driving one. What hasn't she done? Wow, it's just good. The whole family's into the sidecars with her father, Brian Stent. I remember he was one of my heroes in the 70s, still is, and winning a race at Wanganui back in 1977. Oh, a big slide there for the 18 Carl Cox thing coming into the corner. So certainly they've now got in front. They want this win. They desperately want this win, and they got a big slide coming into the corner. Colin Buckley straightens it up. Got a lot of experience with sliding machines around the countryside. Does off-roading too, I think, with a Hayabusa engine in. And this given a chance for the number 93 bike to close in behind them. The checkered flag awaits, the checkered flag awaits. Who's it going to be? It is the number 18 machine. There, no chance of slipstream. Number 18, Colin Buckley and Robbie Shorter. Let's look at the lap time. In fact, the lap time there have to be refreshed because we're not through there yet. No, it was Stu Dorr and Ben Bygrave. Sorry, got the win there. Sorry about that, folks. Colin Buckley and Robbie Shorter in second place. So that's according to the timing. It was a bit of sun coming on there. No, it's all refreshed now. I wasn't wrong. I often am, according to my missus. But Colin Buckley, Robbie Shorter went through there on a 109.694 in the last lap, beating Stu Dorr doing the pasturing for Ben Bygrave. Pete the Pirate on the 111 machine. Here he comes in third place. along that start-finish straight, and a good season, a great season for Pete the Pirate and Matt Gibbs. We've lost, have we lost the black bike of 49 bike? Because there goes the number 14 machine of Alex McDonald and Adrian Gorse. I think I see off in the distance. These were ding-donging all the way through, but certainly a lot slower. And yeah, definitely a lot slower, but still getting a finish. The number 49 bike sounds like it's running on 3 cylinders. So sidecar racing done and dusted. You guys can go back to the pits and have yourself a brown Powerade. I'll be having one shortly, and it's been a great season. And congratulations, Robbie Shorter and Colin Buckley, for taking the New Zealand Championships out, where we saw that happen yesterday. Coming up, we've got Pro Twins and 125s. And then the Super Light for the final race of the weekend.
Thank you, Spider. Thank you, Spider. Just taking an opportunity. Yeah, infield, and they don't appear to be too much better than they were before. Maybe it's just the way we're facing, I think. So we'll try and face, and maybe that shows us up as being a little bit better. Yes, indeed. Right, we're racing. Thanks to the Auckland Motorcycle Club. They're the ones sponsoring the sidecar racing. The Auckland Motorcycle Club, founded in 1926. So here we are. I tell you what, going to be a big one for a centenary. That's only 10 years.